The challenges is in terms of our employability, in terms of our ability to adapt to the changes that the world is going through. Only 34% of India's working age population has received a formal training. This is compared to 96% in South Korea, 80% in Japan, and 75% in Germany. The recent economic survey stated that only 51% of our graduates are employable. 51%. There is a big mismatch of what we teach and what the market demands. To be fair, in our current higher educational institutions, we are not able to provide any gainful employment even after 3 to 4 years of formal training. Whilst youngsters go to Amirpet and within 4 to 6 months of training, they are able to find a job. So I truly believe that fundamental transformation, not correction, transformation is required in higher education. We must move from degree acquisition to skill activation. We can draw a lot of examples from across the world. Dr. Ashwini ji just mentioned about Stanford University and asked me to explain why Stanford has fostered innovation. To be fair, it's a very old institution. It has built itself organically. But the most important thing is the ability of the institution to transform itself, to adapt to changes around itself. And when I went to Stanford, I was part of the old curriculum at the Graduate School of Business. I was literally the last batch of the old curriculum. And Brahmni, my wife, is also Stanford MBA. She was part of the new curriculum. And there's so much of sea change between the curriculum, the approach, that even universities have to start transforming themselves. Otherwise, they become irrelevant. Professor Ratnaji just mentioned about public universities. So that is my concern. Public universities also should transform themselves. They should be led by best in industry to drive changes. Only then will they also be relevant in higher education. There is always a persistent gap between, academia and industry. A lot has been discussed today about it. But it's very, very important that we accelerate reforms. So APSHI, Vice Chair, is here. All the thought leaders are here in this room. What is important is pace, speed at which we bring in the change. We must accelerate reforms through dynamic curriculum updates, structured internships, mentor and career guidance ecosystem, and faculty immersion programs. This is not merely a luxury, this is need of the hour, this is necessity for India. As all of you are aware, there has been a change in the government in the 16 months back. And the Honorable Chief Minister signed one of his first GO, which was skill census. And the idea was, how do you assess the citizens across various traits? And then what kind of skill intervention we should provide. As leaders have said, Mr. Naidu is a visionary. He always looks ahead of the time. And then he leaves execution to youngsters like me. We tried skill census in its traditional census format in my own constituency, Mangalgiri, and we failed. And we failed miserably. We were unable to assess across the various traits that today people are gainfully employed. And that is where we have just launched an initiative called Naipunyam. And Naipunyam is not merely a supply-demand aggregator of jobs, but it is a platform to assess skills across any trait available. And that is where AI has really come to help us. So you're an AC mechanic or a two-wheeler mechanic to an AI engineer, you will be assessed using AI, and we will be able to give you clear skill interventions, including training, so on and so forth, to help you upgrade. You know, our youth is globally recognized for their adaptability, discipline. And to be fair, Andhra Pradesh has led the revolution of IT from the front. And that is why if you look at all the major global institutes and companies are all headed by people from the 2 Telugu-speaking states. You know, we have great institutions now in Andhra Pradesh, including WIT, the IIT Tirupati, IIM Visakhapatnam, and of course our public universities are going through their own transformative phases. But what makes it even more exciting is Andhra Pradesh has positioned itself for the next generation of jobs, next generation of startups. It could be in data, it could be in quantum, it could be in innovation. Andhra Pradesh will lead from the front. Drawing from the inspiration of our Honorable Prime Minister, we have created our own vision 2047 called Swarnandhra. It is to achieve a $2.4 trillion economy here in Andhra Pradesh by 2047. And to all the youngsters here, because you will definitely see this vision happen, you will see 2047. Take it from me, we won't need that much time here in Andhra Pradesh to deliver our target. I believe that there are 5 transformation pillars that are very, very important for us to achieve it. One is curriculum to careers. It's very, very important to shift from textbook learning to competency-based problem-solving education. And every syllabus must be co-designed by industry to be measured against employability outcomes. Professor Ratnaji explained that industry apathy is there. I don't necessarily agree with her. The titans of industry have very limited time. We as a state have to be proactive. We have to deliver on the speed. We shouldn't waste their time. Only then will they be willing to invest time to help us transform our entire curriculum. So APSHI should work even harder than they are, including the chairperson, to involve the industry in terms of bringing in the requirements, changes to the curriculum. Research and innovation is the second pillar. Each university COE must host incubators, patents and startup hubs. It's very, very important that we also tie up with other global universities. I've had an opportunity to be to Australia. Recently I visited quite a few universities in a very short time I was there. It's fascinating to see the kind of research that's happening there and how each university over a period of time has developed deep understanding and deep research in a sector. So a great example of this is a New South Wales University, which is, while it offers courses across sectors, their specialization is in solar cell. And I saw a 10,000 square feet rapid prototyping center, which was quite inspiring. And we are going to bring it to IIT Tirupati. We're already in touch with them to sort of look at how can we now bring collaboration between industry, academia and research together. So I think this is very, very important for all of us to work. The third pillar is our digital future skills. AI, quantum, semiconductors, green tech, robotics are here. But as Selvam ji has said, please don't outsource your creative thinking to ChatGPT or Gemini. While trivial tasks, we can use it. To be fair, please don't replace your creative thinking or critical analytical thinking using ChatGPT or AI tools. Internationalization is something that was discussed threadbare. It is very important to have tie-ups with global institutions because what they offer is exposure. What they offer is alternative thinking. This, I believe, is very, very important if India has to deliver on its $30 trillion mission.